Why does everyone argue so much on social media, the internet? Why is everybody so gosh darn nitpicky about things? All that you and I want to do is be homesteaders and live our lives simply, and you got everybody else telling you what to do and nitpicking and arguing with your decisions. Hey, the best advice I have for you is don't argue with stupid people. Welcome to Goose Pond Hideout with Rob. Welcome to our 5-acre woods. We're out here today chit-chatting in the middle of woodlot, 5 acres, completely trees, and I just thought it'd be a fun place for us to be today when we're talking about people that are arguing. And you probably know the quote from Mark Twain, "Don't argue with stupid people. They'll bring you down to their level and they'll beat you with experience." And I just been thinking about that, and I thought we could chit-chat about, people just today like to argue about every little thing. And when you say you're going to do something, everybody else always has an opinion on it. And, that's a big deal when it comes to you wanting to decide to homestead, maybe quitting your job, doing different things. Because you tell your family and your friends you're excited about something, and then they want to, lay into you and start arguing with you, right? And it's nitpicking the details. Like I've seen the meme several times, but it's the meme of Paul Revere, making his famous ride, yelling, "The British are coming, the British are coming." And then it's like fact-checked, false information. Only the British Army is coming. All the British aren't coming. And it's like, and that's what I mean by people with nitpicking on details, is you say something, and then they're like just waiting there to challenge you and nitpick at things. And that made me think of, there's an article that I read one time that was shared with me, and it said you want to treat your life like a game of chess. When you're playing chess, you don't speak. You don't, there's no talking in the game of chess. You just move your pieces, the other person, the opponent moves their pieces, and the only time that you say anything is the last move of the game when you say checkmate. And that's how you want to treat your life. You want to be quiet about the things that you're doing, and then you just want to say it at the very end when you're making, your life, living your dreams is going to be your checkmate move. And that really rings with me. That makes sense. So I really wanted to, share that thought with you. What do you think about that? Let me know. It kind of goes along with, there's a quote by Bill Murray too. And he says, something like, "It's difficult to win an argument with a smart person, but it's darn near impossible to win an argument with a stupid person." And that's, when people are arguing with you, is, you just got to learn to be quiet and to walk away. And again, when you're challenging the norm, suburban life, city life, thinking about rural life, your 5 acres, living simply, is everybody's going to argue with you and tell you that, that's the wrong thing to do, that you want to keep doing what everybody else is doing. And that just had this thought. I hope you think this is funny, but popped into my head here, is back when I was in my youth and a kid, and we would get together in small groups, and we would pass the bassoon around the group, puff, puff, pass the bassoon. And we would discuss the relevant topics of the day. And we would have sometimes, pretty heated discussions. There's nothing wrong with talking two sides of a topic, and then until we'd eventually all pass out and, fall asleep for the night. And So that's the thing. There's nothing wrong with heated discussion, but when the person, when they make an argument with you, they make, what they're basically doing is they're being condescending. They imply that you don't know what you're talking about, that you're misreading the information, that you got to check your data and don't be misled by what other people are saying. And the funny thing is I consider myself, without any issue of being an expert on research and data, from my real world life before I became a homesteader. And so it's kind of funny when people accuse me of not understanding the data. And then the comment that they leave is like full of all kinds of mistakes with their interpretation of data. So they're like posting things that are wrong and then telling me that I'm misunderstanding the data. And that I like to look at the math reels. On Facebook they have that shelf with the reels, just like here on YouTube they have the shelf with the shorts. And the mathy ones always grab my attention because I find it so funny when people, like there was one I just saw yesterday, and it was 6 2/3, a mixed number, when you have the big number 6 and the fraction 2/3 right after the number, times 5. And this person replied, "I'm a retired math teacher. I taught math for 40 years. And when you don't see an operation, that means the operation is multiplication," which is generally true. For some reason in our culture, addition, subtraction, division, we always show that sign. I'm sure there's an exception, but we basically always show that sign. But a lot of times we leave multiplication out and it's implied that it's multiplication. But when you see 6 2/3, that's a mixed number. You learn about mixed numbers when you're in 4th grade. And then you learn to convert mixed numbers to an improper fraction. And so this retired teacher of 40 years says the only answer to this question is 20. And if you get anything other than 20, you need to go back to grade school. And the funny thing is that's wrong, because you want to convert the 6 2/3 to a improper fraction. So 6 times 3 is 18 plus the 2 is 20. So you got 20/3 times 5. So that's 100 over 3. You multiply the numerator times the big number. So 100 over, because 20 times 5 is 100, over 3. And you can leave it as an improper fraction of 100 over 3, or convert it back, because since you started with a mixed number, it'd be 33 1/3. But I mean, this person is just so, and of course everybody's like laughing and ha-ha and saying, you teacher of 40 years, good thing you're retired. What school did you teach at? Because I sure don't want my kids going there. So that's the thing. When people, they're just so strong in their opinion, and I can't help but laugh at it. So when people leave me comments that, they think that they're being mean to me, or they think that they're condescendingly correcting me, I just get the biggest kick out of it, because it's just so silly that they're trying to do that. That's just, it's social media, and I'm not going to change somebody's opinion if they have a different opinion than me, and they're certainly not going to change my opinion by leaving a condescending, snarky, personal attacky comment. It just ain't going to happen, right? So when people are nitpicky and picking on you and picking on your, what you're saying, what you're thinking when you're talking about moving to the country and homesteading or whatever, is don't let your haters see your reality. You keep that to yourself and only let them see, the outcome when you're driving down the road and you're waving goodbye and they're wondering what the heck happened. That's what you want them to see. Right, girls? So again, I hope you enjoyed our 5 acre woods here. And no matter how I try to stay out of the sunshine, I talk so long that it ends up getting in my face, because It's moving through the sky. So don't let nitpickers get you, because it's all about freedom. Picking your life, living your dream. Don't let the nitpickers get to you.